Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about Freddie Noe and his continued dedication to innovation and pushing the boundaries. My name is Kathy Cool. Please join me in welcoming my co-host Steve Akeley, along with our special guest, Tim Swiat.
Hey, gang, what's up?
And there were 3.
The gang, yes. This is happening to us. We started with 5, or then the example tonight 4, and then we're whittling it down to 3 people by the end of the night. This is the norm at this point.
I'm just proud to still be here.
Yeah,
I feel like this is hardcore.
Yeah,
to make it 5 shows.
I wish we had the rights to that song. I'm Still Standing. We'd be playing it right now, but we can't, unfortunately. So play that in your mind, folks. That's royalty free if you play it in your brain. So enjoy. There you go. Okay. All right. We're coming back.
Okay.
So there you go. So yes, we're going to be talking about Freddie Noe and his contributions. I'm just amazed at what he's been able to accomplish in a very short amount of time and what the future holds. I'm very excited about that, but we'll talk about Freddie after the break. For right now, Tim said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Tim?
Yeah, so Steve, you brought up an interesting point about a song, and I've had this earwig in my head, and I cannot get it out. And first off, I'm curious, is what's the longest song you've had stuck in your head? And more importantly, what's your practice to get it out?
You mean like longest is how many
what's
lyrics?
That one song you keep on repeating in your head, you just can't get it out of your head? And I'll be mid-talking with somebody, and the song comes right back in my head again. I completely lose track of myself, and I'm like, I look like an idiot.
Okay.
More than I do right now.
I can talk to this because I have that weird OCD brain thing.
Yep.
And I get that. I get stuck on songs. And how I have to do it is I have to play through it. And playing through it is not an easy process. This is not anything you guys could handle. I'll listen to that song. Like I get stuck on songs. Like I drive to Kentucky and drive back. I'll listen to the exact same song just over and over. Just hit repeat the same song. And it's just weird stuff. Right about now, Funk Soul Brother, check it out now, Funk Soul Brother. I mean, just that song. I listened to it for going to Kentucky, coming back, but I can't help it. I just my mind gets stuck on it. The only way you can get through it is to play it till it wears out in your brain, and then it goes away. That's how you got to do it. Unfortunately, it's a lot. And I don't know how much time it is. There's no set time. You just got to play till the mind tires of it. No.
Interesting. Kathy, how about yourself?
So I always wake up with a song in my head, and it could be a song I heard the day before. It could be a different song.
Okay.
And then
Was it me singing Fatboy Slim stuff?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Sure it is.
Usually on a
Rockefeller Skank. Yeah.
I don't know.
Steve drilling some Huba Stank or something like that. You never know.
Funnily enough, it's never Steve's voice.
Okay. Well, that's probably a good thing.
But I also believe that my life is a musical. So as I go through my day, I will sing what I am doing as if I'm in a musical. But as far as earwigs, I wake up and I have a song in my head and I'm singing it as I'm getting ready for work. And then I have to get in the car and then listen to something else. Once I listen to something else, it sets it free.
Sets it free. Okay. How about you, Tim? What's your formula to get rid of it when you got a song stuck in your head?
Well, so what's in my head right now is Tiny Dancer by Elton John for some reason.
Okay.
I just can't get it out
There's
of my
a
head.
remake out.
Yes, there is. And I think that's what got me on it. So what I have to do, so Steve, I got that OCD thing too as well.
Yeah.
I visualize this because the best visualization for me was I saw the band Slaughter in 2019 before all the shit hit the fan. And they have this drummer there that climbs the climbed up the whole entire riser of speakers, the whole speaker column, and jumps off and hits the cymbals to close off the set.
Oh,
so
man.
I have to take the whole song to the end, and then it's like at the end of a rock concert, like they're going. It doesn't matter what the song is, but all of a sudden I try to end it on this big, huge thing in my head, vision in my head of me jumping down, smacking these cymbals, and then somehow I can move forward after that. But I have to finish the song. So Tiny Dancer on the piano with a massive drum kit, thinking I'm Neil Peart, smacking it on, finishing up a big rock concert. Somehow I was able to get out of my head today.
Okay. Well,
yeah, but it's back now, isn't it?
Congratulations. Yeah.
Now it's back in again. Son of a bitch.
That's back in.
I'll figure it out. We'll get there.
I get stuck on weird ones like Rockefeller Skank was one. Whack Whack by Holt Young Unlimited or whatever it is. You ever hear that one? Do 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 whack whack do 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 whack whack. So they're like an old jazz song. I don't know why I get stuck on it because there's a nice bass riff in there. Do 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 do. I just get stuck on stuff like that, and it's I don't know why. And then
you got to play it out. But I have to play it out with a rock concert, like ending a rock set, and like saying
that's how you do it. Yeah, you got. There's a process. Yeah, process. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, guess what, gang? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this one with Tim. Tim, what do you got?
I have a bottle of Hidden Barn Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is a single barrel from the ABV shop. The selected by Jackie Zeitcan Hometown Barrel.
Okay. Okay. Oh. No, nothing there. Nothing.
Did you at least hit the table? Did you hear that?
I heard the table hit. Yes. I've got red rum, red drum.
Is it red drum or is it red drum?
I think there's a red rum. This is red drum. It's a bourbon whiskey, not a rum. So it's red drum.
Where's that from?
It's Florida Cane Distillery. So, all right. I have no idea why I have it. I bought it on vacation, so it's leftover. Well, not much there, but that's the lead. Kathy, it's pretty easy to beat. What do you got?
I, too, have the Hidden Barn Straight Bourbon Whiskey from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Nice.
I know. I'm so
Thank you for your support.
It is, obviously, I've had some.
Yeah, you've had a little bit? It's
delicious.
Heck yeah. Whoa. Oh. That's going to be enough.
It's a winner.
So that's enough to win this thing. Not your best effort, but it's enough tonight, and that's all that matters. You know what? Sometimes you just want to win, just to do enough to win. That's what you did. It wasn't great, but
they don't ask how.
Yeah, do a bottle kill. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, they don't ask how, Kathy. They ask how many wins. So congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Freddie Noe and his contributions to the bourbon industry. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
I'm Davey Waltz.
And I'm Adina.
And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Could you please just keep all this in, because welcome back to Bourbon Daily. We're going to talk about how Freddie Noe is doing in American whiskey.
Wow, that was good. That was good.
No, sorry.
Smooth.
You can fire me.
It was smooth. Very smooth. So, yes.
I thought there was an intermediate.
No, you come in. That's your thing. Yeah. Kathy's filling in last minute for MacNew. MacNew fell asleep on a show, sitting upright, and then collapsed over. Now she's gone off the show. So, again.
We think she's sleeping on her iPhone right now.
Yeah.
Her iPad.
Yeah. So her head hit the keyboard and kicked her off the event. So, yeah. So it's just the three of us. But Freddie Noe, man. The guy's incredible, isn't he? And his dedication to new things, and he just keeps innovating. He comes out of the gate firing. He's got Little Book, which is this amazing, yearly release that comes out. He's blending different things together. He's getting creative. That's really cool. And each year, it's incredibly different. And I don't know. I tend to like each one better than the last one, because it feels like, the creativity, and I'm just enjoying what he's doing in the moment. So I'm a huge fan of that series, but that's not all he's doing. He's got a lot of other stuff going on too, right, gang?
Yes, it does. Yep. I think what I love about Freddie now is you got a big company, you got a large portfolio, and you're allowing to innovate from within and allow him to put some stuff out that the market's just getting caught up with. Obviously, Little Book is there. He's got a malt whiskey coming out that's coming out. We talked about that in a prior show. They've got another what was the other product? See if I can't remember the other one was. They got a couple new products coming out, new brands that they're reaching out, and also having fun with Jacob's Well and Hardin's Creek and
what, a 16-year-old, which you expect that from the heritage brands. You get that, but so that's really unique. But then he comes out with a 2-year-old. Who's ever seen a 2-year-old anything from a heritage distillery? And it's great. I tried it. It's awesome. I don't know. And again, I don't know how the hell he did it. I want to have a conversation with him just about that product. It's great. So how the heck does he do it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what I enjoy the most there is that you got a big company that's allowing somebody to have the freedom to do what they want to do, utilize true raw talent that we're watching him innovate and grow as a professional while enjoying and be able to see full transparency. This is not held behind the corporate veil. They're actually putting product out, and they're taking advantage of the market opportunities, that the demand that's out there. But the products aren't shoddy at all. They're actually very, very good.
Yeah.
And to allow that craft distillery mindset, that innovation entrepreneurial mindset, without compromising on the quality of things, just to put product out to meet a marketing name or whatever, is pretty impressive to watch what he's doing.
Yeah. I just don't think that there's many people associated with a heritage brand that would go around and go to craft distilleries and meet with the people there and find out what they're doing and why they're doing things. And Freddie does that. He goes to a lot of craft distilleries. I think that the mindset is when you're working for the big guys, hey, they're striving to be me. They need to come and learn from me. If it's going to work one way, it's going to be them coming and watching me. Freddie goes and he learns from all these craft distillers, and he's bringing a lot of that to the largest bourbon distillery in the world. And again, it can't be easy to navigate through a large corporation like that. I worked for a large company, Fortune 500 company, and them doing anything, it's tough. And so Freddie, not only does he have to, come up with the whiskey or make the whiskey or whatever he's doing, blending it, whatever, it just depends on what product we're talking about. There's a lot to do on that end, but then all the other things that you have to do with marketing and stuff like that, packaging, and then, navigating a big corporation to do these things. It's not easy. So he's doing an amazing job. He's one of a kind.
Absolutely. He could have been brushed aside very easily. Like, you're just a legacy. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
But he really cares, and he really knows what he's doing.
That's the important
taste
thing.
That.
Yeah. He does care. And again, he doesn't have to. If he just came in and just was a good corporate spokesperson, wasn't necessarily even a great distiller or anything, but told good Beam family history stories and stuff, the company would still embrace him. They'd be like, hey, we're set up. We'll set him up for dinners and stuff like that. But Freddie's not about that kind of stuff, which he does a good job at that, by the way. But he is just incredible at his job and distilling, and he's pushing the envelope. And again, I don't think that's happening a whole lot in the heritage brands. The heritage brands usually let everything bubble up from below. Let's see what's craft, and then we'll kind of steal the best of that. But Freddie's out there, and he's got his finger on the pulse, and he knows what's going on, trends and stuff like that. And he's jumping in early on all these things. And if not being the trendsetter, something like Little Book, I mean, that is incredible what he's been able to do with that series. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, Steve, you brought up a good point about the heritage brands. A lot of them are second to market,
right?
Where you have the second to market strategy. So if you just go back to IBM, Apple started their computer, PC started coming out. IBM decided to go PC, and then they went all in because they had the budget to do so. You see a lot of the stuff going on there where you've got a large company, big marketing budgets, big dollars, still have to hit a profit margin. Let's not kid ourselves. They have to make money. They have shareholders and stakeholders to go to, but they are cutting the edge on a lot of this first, not doing that second to market strategy and going all in. They're letting to have that opportunity there. And I think the one thing that we're getting a glimpse into as well is it's no short knowledge of anybody that Booker would play around with stuff behind the scenes and not get in trouble with the corporate folks, keeping it quiet.
Right.
Fred, good corporate citizen, same type of thing. I'm sure he's played around with a ton of stuff himself, and some stuff's made it, and some stuff we're never going to see the time of day. Freddie's got that same entrepreneurial mindset and tinkering mindset, and seeing them invest in that is great. And I think the last point I have with him is that you never heard the word blending in bourbon being okay until he really started doing it. It was always mingling or marrying. Blending was what the Scotch folks do and everything. It was a taboo word to say. Now you're hearing blended bourbon. We're blending bourbons together. It's now commonplace that that's okay to say now, which I think is a testament to what he's done and what he's really laid the path down. Because once he started talking about it that way, opening the door to showing you for the movie that the ABV Network's done as well with that, with blending is trending, that word's no longer taboo anymore. We can really call it like it is and not use the twists that we've seen in the past.
And
Which
you know
is
what?
Exciting, because how many industries do you see that come down family lines where they're willing to change the industry? They're willing to see where it goes. Usually it's just, you ride the coattails and slide into the home base.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And, here's maybe the most important thing is he's a good family man. He's his wife, Kay, and his kids. He's very involved in their lives. He seems to have found the balance of, a good family life. And I guess that comes from his father. I mean, I think his father was a good dad, and, probably on upward Booker to his son, to Fred. You just see the good family thing, and they just seemed like a tight-knit bunch and good people and, very grounded. They're not pretentious. They're just good folks that they're approachable, and you want them to do good. And it's just amazing to see. And I think we're lucky to have the Noes and running that company at Jim Beam, not the James B. Beam Distilling Company. I still can't call it that.
It's Jim Beam. Yep.
I'm a Jim Beam guy. I was born and raised with Jim Beam. I'm a Jim Beam guy. Yeah.
Well, I think it also goes, you said right on the family part, Steve. It would not surprise me if Freddie and Fred know the person who's answering the phones at the home office, to they know that person's name, to the person driving the trucks, to the person who's accepting they know the people who are there, and they know them by first name. And one lesson I learned from some people when I was, especially come from legacy families or high net worth, you learn that everybody puts their pants on the same way, one leg at a time, and they're very approachable, and they haven't forgotten where everybody's come from, which is pretty rare. That could be lost very easily, and I don't think they have.
Right. Yeah. It's easy to, when you've got a position like Freddie's, to look down on others. But you know what? He's smart enough to realize that everyone has a contribution to that organization. It doesn't matter if they're helping out with the distilling or the marketing, or they're the person cleaning the floors there. You need every one of those individuals to make everything happen. And he's a guy who recognizes that. And he's just good for the business. Freddie is a great person, and he is leading the way for not only, the Jim Beam, but the bourbon industry. And I think that based on his age, he's going to be doing this for a long time. So the bourbon industry is going to have a leader in it for a long time, and somebody who really is good for bourbon. So,
and isn't that exciting to think in 10 and 15, 20 years, I mean, he's still going to be involved. He's still going to be there, and he's still going to be innovating and influencing and driving it forward. He's
literally at his age, mid-30s, I guess. He's still, early in his career. I mean, he's looking at, another 30 years plus.
Oh, he's hanging in better than MacNew.
Exactly.
Well, they need somebody to help manage and plan for that $200+ million expansion that they got going in now, right?
400 million. 400 million.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the last note, one of the coolest things is being able to work with your dad. He's working with his dad. How cool is that? I got lucky to work with my dad for the last 10 years of his career. Very cool stuff. And I envy what Freddie is able to do. And I know that he relishes that. You never want to just be like, it is what it is. That's my dad. Reflect on that every day and realize how cool it is. And I think Freddie is good enough to realize how cool that is. So good stuff. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Kathy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I am KKCastStrength.
All right, Tim.
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, the thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Search Freddie Noe. You'll see some shows we've had on about him in the past, including interviews, so that would be good stuff to check out. And, of course, please come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop. It's located in St. Louis, Missouri, and we would love to see you out there. Jim and I are usually at the bar and sit down, have a drink with us. That would be very cool. And if at a minimum, please go to abvbarrelshop.com, fill out the short form, and you will be on our email distribution list. All right, Kathy, anything to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just want to remind the audience to give us a 5-star review that includes some comments. It helps that new people find the show, which is very important to us, and we would like to know if you like what we're doing. We ask that you please visit the Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network. You're right, Tim. It gets worse the later you go.
The later you go. Yeah. Now you know why, Tim. It just happens. All right. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See you, folks.
Cheers.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.